Dr. Nardi here, back with another video. In our last video, we explored the developmental and environmental risk factors for crime. Today, we're going even deeper, right into the brain and body. We'll be tackling the biological and neurological factors that contribute to criminal behavior based on Chapter 3 of Bartol and Bartol's Criminal Behavior. It is absolutely crucial to remember that this isn't a simple case of nature versus nurture. It is always nature and nurture. Biology is not destiny. However, research consistently shows that neuropsychological deficits, combined with other risk factors, are frequently found in persistent, serious, and violent offenders. Let's explore how. First, let's talk about the brain itself. A key concept here is self-regulation, our ability to control our own behavior and emotions. This is a core function of our brain's executive system, and our brains are not static. They have what we call neuroplasticity, meaning they can change and adapt throughout our lives based on our experiences. Now, when we look at the brain structure, two areas are of huge interest in criminology. First is the frontal lobe, particularly the prefrontal cortex. Think of the frontal lobe as the CEO of your brain. It's responsible for all the executive functions, organized thought, planning, decision-making, and most importantly, impulse control. When this area is damaged, especially during childhood, it can lead to a host of problems linked to criminality, like poor self-regulation and callous, unemotional traits. The second key area is the limbic system, the emotional core of the brain. Within it lies the amygdala, an almond-shaped cluster of neurons responsible for emotions like fear, anger, and disgust. Some research links amygdala dysfunction directly to psychopathy. Psychopaths often show lower amygdala activity when processing emotional information, which might explain their characteristic fearlessness and lack of empathy. Of course, the brain runs on chemicals. Neurotransmitters are the biochemicals that allow our brain cells to communicate. While several are involved, serotonin appears to play the most significant role in aggression. Consistently, research has linked low levels of serotonin to impulsive aggression and violence. So, is there a genetic component? The fields of behavior genetics and molecular genetics have given us powerful tools to look at this. Twin studies, for example, compare identical twins who share 100% of their genes with fraternal twins who share about 50%. These studies consistently show a higher criminal concordance for identical twins, suggesting that heritability plays a role in antisocial behavior. This is further supported by adoption studies. Research shows that children of criminal biological parents have a higher probability of engaging in crime themselves, even when they are adopted at birth and have no knowledge of their biological parents' history. This suggests that some people may inherit biological characteristics that make it easier for them to be antisocial. Now let's look at how the body responds to stress and emotion, a field called psychophysiology. This involves the autonomic nervous system, or ANS, which regulates all our involuntary functions like heartbeat and breathing. The autonomic arousal theory of crime proposes that persistent offenders have chronically low levels of autonomic arousal. What does this mean? They don't experience fear, stress, or anxiety in the same way most people do. This may lead to fearlessness and a constant need for excitement and stimulation to feel anything at all. We can measure this with heart rates and skin conductance. Sure enough, psychopaths consistently show low skin conductance arousal, which is associated with low emotionality and makes it easier for them to lie and manipulate without breaking a sweat. Their startle reflex is also lower, They literally don't jolt like the rest of us. It's a state of profound hypoemotionality. They know the words to the song of emotion, but they can't hear the music. But it's not all pre-programmed. The environment plays a huge role in shaping our biology, especially during development. Neurotoxins, for example, can be devastating. Lead is the most researched, and even low levels are linked to cognitive deficits and behavioral problems. Other heavy metals like cadmium, manganese, and mercury are also potent neurotoxins that can disrupt mood and impair brain development, leading to aggression and poor emotional regulation. Malnutrition, especially during the first few years of life, can rob the brain of the resources it needs to develop properly, leading to conduct problems and lower IQ. And what happens in the womb is critical. Fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, maternal smoking, and prenatal cocaine exposure have all been linked to later conduct disorders, aggression, and problems with emotional regulation. Finally, traumatic brain injury, or TBI, is frequently associated with serious and violent behavior. An injury to the brain, particularly the frontal lobe, can severely impair those executive functions we talked about, destroying a person's ability to control their impulses. So, to wrap up, while we can't say that biology is destiny, it's clear that a wide range of neurological and biological factors can create a predisposition or a vulnerability toward criminal behavior. These factors interact with the social environment in a complex dance. Understanding this interaction is key to understanding the origins of crime. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for our next lecture. We'll see you in the next video.